This is Max Headroom, and what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister sounding intros to a trailer to one of the greatest epics ever produced in the history of television.
Back on track, we're breaking through. Pat and Steph bringing it to you. Feel the beat, let's rock tonight. Turn it loud, we're taking flight. Back on track, we're breaking through. Pat and Steph bringing it to you. Feel the beat, let's rock tonight. Turn it loud, we're taking flight. Yeah, we're here, we're on the air. Pat and Steph, the perfect pair. Back on track, it's where we belong. So join the ride and sing along.
Hey, salut mon Pat!
Hey, salut mon
Et
Steph!
bienvenue tout le monde à Back on Track!
Back on track!
Yes,
Yes! On n'est pas timés, on est tous détimés, mais c'est pas grave, on peut expliquer au
Il y a
monde
une bonne
pourquoi.
raison à ça. Ben,
Et...
je vais commencer par dire, hey, on a commencé à avoir un petit peu de fret il y a quelques temps. Là, les rayons du soleil commencent à arriver égal avec le fret. On s'en vient vers le printemps, là. Ça s'en
Oui,
vient. Mais là, ce que je voulais
ça
dire,
sent...
c'est, là, les gens commencent à savoir, là, on préenregistre nos émissions. Là, on n'a pas encore fait de live parce que, à la disposition de nos invités surtout, parce que là, on a quand même la chance depuis pratiquement une quinzaine d'émissions d'avoir tout le temps des invités. Fait qu'on,
Ouais,
pas qu'on se plie aux exigences des invités, c'est qu'on se plie pour l'émission avec l'invité qui nous demande d'aller chez eux. Fait que c'est, pour nous autres, c'est encore une double, une triple opportunité. Tout ça pour
yes!
dire et pour remercier mon chum Pat, parce que ce que vous allez avoir comme émission aujourd'hui, c'est un peu pour ma fête. Fait que, nous autres,
Oui, c'est un cadeau que j'ai fait à mon petit
ben
coupillon.
oui, parce que moi, je suis né à Saint-Valentin, hein. Fait que,
C'est ça.
là, je m'excuse parce que j'avais tellement faim, parce qu'on pas bu, pas mangé pendant l'entrevue. Fait que c'est ça. Ma fête, c'est à Saint-Valentin, fait qu'on a eu le droit à un esti invité de la mort pour ma fête 2 jours avant. Fait que,
Oui.
on a enregistré ça. On va vous présenter ça aujourd'hui parce que là, il s'est passé des choses avec lui. Là, c'est un lien. On est de même, nous autres. On fait des liens à Back on Track. Fait que vous allez trouver ça. Il y a quand même, parce que vous le sachez, hein, j'ai des positions, Pat a des positions.
Oui.
Il a bifurqué sur une certaine position en rapport à David Lee Roth. Fait que, comme vous savez, je parlais tout le temps d'Ozzy, puis de Black Sabbath, puis de Dio. Puis là, on le dit, là, Patrick, il pense pas d'Ozzy ce qu'il pensait de David, puis de toute façon, c'est revenu. C'est juste que, à un moment donné, vu que c'est pas dur, là, Dio, Ozzy, Quiet Riot, tu sais, il a appelé, et voilà, mesdames et messieurs, monsieur Rudy Sarzo, bassman qui a joué avec Quiet Riot, Ozzy, Queensryche, Dio. Il a joué avec de Guess Who ici. C'est ça, de où ou de Guess Who? Parce qu'il nous a conté qu'il était venu. Ben, c'est ça. Fait qu'on en a entrevu cette personne.
OK, tu veux
Ça n'a juste pas de
savoir?
sens.
OK. Cette légende a joué avec Quiet Riot, Whitesnake, Dio, Manic Eden, Blue Oyster Cult, Queensryche, Van Dyke Burke, Annie Metal USA, Iron T-Metal Stars, Dio Disciples, Operation Mindcrime, Angel, The Ozzy Osbourne Band et Hardline. C'est ce que ce gars-là a joué pour, qui est Rudy
Puis ça se peut
Sarzo.
qu'il y ait des noms là-dedans que tu ne replaces pas, que tu n'aies pas connus. Mais ceux que tu connais, c'est-tu des solides?
On s'entend que moi, pour moi, c'est une légende.
Ouais.
C'est une légende à la base. C'est vraiment ce négal. C'est écoute bien là. Tu sais, on va bien rire. Je regarde bien Stéphane. Mais tu sais, quand tu dis que on était quand même à 1 degré de séparation de Ozzy Osbourne.
Ah ouais, un degré
Et,
chaud, là, dans ce côté chaud.
tu sais, ce gars-là, c'est un très bon ami de Randy Rhoads. Fait que il y a des petits bouts. Fait que, il nous parle vraiment de des choses, le fun. Il y a une surprise dans l'entrevue qui va arriver aussi, mais c'est un gars, regarde, je savais qu'il était sympathique, mais là, c'est au-delà de mes attentes.
Ah non, ben Chris, depuis.
C'est au-delà d'aller voir un gars,
Toi, t'étais sur
regarde.
le gros nerf, t'as eu de la misère à dormir, esti, t'étais. Ben,
Ouais,
je pense que t'as pris aussi une partie de mes nerfs. Esti. T'étais aussi ses nerfs que. T'es aussi content que moi. T'étais ses nerfs,
ben,
content pour moi. Tu sais, c'est.
ouais.
Comme tu dis, là, Pat, c'est du monde qu'on a trippé dessus là, depuis qu'on a 13-14 ans. Aujourd'hui, là,
Parce que c'est un gars qui a fait partie. Moi, j'avais des posters de bandes sur mes murs,
il était
mais
là-dessus.
il était sur mes murs. Il était sur mes murs. Puis là, il me répond, en tout cas, on dirait pas, mais tu sais, c'est ça pareil. C'est ça sur mes murs. Tu sais, j'ai des albums, des affaires. Ce gars-là, il est mentionné là, il est là. Tu sais, tu dis, là, il est là, il me parle. Puis moi, c'est parce que, tu sais, oui, c'est le fun de savoir, mais moi, là, de dimanche à aujourd'hui, à ce matin, on s'est échangé 14 mails, mais de son personnage. Fait que moi, j'ai Rudy qui me répond Hello Pat ou Hi Pat. Fait que là, puis mon plus jeune qui me fait penser, il dit Papa, t'imagines-tu, tu textes, c'est avec une légende. Là, t'es là. Ah, mais ça a comme. Oui, c'est un humain comme tout le monde, mais ça a comme pas de sens. Il dit, eh ben ouais, non. Moi, j'ai
Ben oui, ben de l'avoir à proximité comme
Rudy
ça, là.
Sarzo qui m'envoie, tu sais,
Il est
j'ai.
dans ton salon,
Asti,
Pat. Rudy est dans ton salon.
mais c'est parce qu'il était dans mon téléphone avec d'autres contacts que j'ai, puis c'est comme, il est là. Tu sais, il me répond, iPad, puis thank you very much, thank you, puis OK. C'est comme impensable.
C'est malade.
Fait que, ça a été ça, tu sais, celle-là, ben, tu sais, je veux pas, faut que je fasse, dans ma tête, il faut que je fasse attention à comment je parle, fait que c'est ça, ce que je veux pas qu'ils disent à la dernière minute, mais là, je le fais pas, le podcast,
Oui,
moi,
oui,
là,
parce que
tu sais,
là, vous allez vivre. On est d'autres choses qu'avec Ivan, là, parce que Ivan, parce que je trouve que, d'après moi, Ivan, c'est celui qui passait le plus pour. Tu penses pas qu'il parlait français, là, tu sais, puis qui a étudié à
ouais.
Montréal. Mais là, euh, je sais pas si vous vous souvenez à l'émission d'Alain Lapointe. Pat, c'est un des idoles à Pat, là. Fait que Pat,
Ouais.
les 15-20 premières minutes, il avait de l'air d'un veau perdu devant des flasheurs, là. Là aujourd'hui,
Ouais.
vous allez voir, là. Vous allez.
Vous allez voir ça, x4 envers
Oui,
Stéphane.
ben,
Là, Stéphane, c'était, OK,
ben,
là,
c'est parce que là, tu sais, on
c'est
est avec quelqu'un parmi toutes les bandes que j'ai capoté bien raide, plus que gêné de parler français, anglais. Puis Chris, eh, on avait un des. Regarde, c'est notre premier artiste vraiment international qui est à Los Angeles, qu'il y avait un sens de la répartie puis de l'humour incroyable, puis moi qui n'est pas capable de rien renchérir parce que gêné de faire le D, le D, le da, le do, le dou. Fait que.
da, da, da.
Mais il a été super généreux. Puis après ça, ben, le monde va le voir. J'ai engagé quelqu'un comme traducteur.
Oui. Fait que
Puis,
c'est la surprise
puis-
qu'on a, c'est qu'on on a engagé un traducteur, puis le
puis je vous
traducteur
le dis tout de
embarque pour
suite,
Stéphane.
là, ça a tout pris.
Non le moins, mais c'est
Ça a
un bon
tout pris pour que je puisse l'avoir comme traducteur, je vous le dis. Écrivez-moi pas en privé pour savoir si vous pouvez l'avoir une journée comme traducteur. Je vous le dis, là, il est booké. Il est booké pour le reste de l'été.
On vous le nomme pas le traducteur, mais il va
Ouais,
arriver.
vous
Il
allez
va
trouver
arriver
ça spécial, en tout cas. Je me suis payé à la traite, quand même. Puis,
ben, faut pas y aller après. Faut y aller
ben
comme
oui.
faut.
Puis, ça va montrer, parce que ceux, là, je vais juste le dire comme ça, la gang, ceux qui ont connu mes autres anciens podcasts, dont le 11h15 show, où est-ce que je faisais des surprises aux invités. Fait que là, on en a un présentement que ça l'arrive. Puis, tu sais, Pat, ce qu'on va faire avec Manu, puis,
Oui,
ça
aussi.
aussi, c'est une surprise qu'on fait à un invité. Fait que, nous autres, on a une surprise en les accueillant. Puis on essaie de les en faire une en plus, une surprise, que ça soit vidéo, photo ou ami de longue date, peu importe. On essaie, tu sais. Envoyez-nous pas un ancien jackstrap qui a vendu, puis vous l'avez retrouvé. Là, on ne donnera pas ça. Là.
Mais notre première légende du rock, puis on réussit à faire ça pareil. Tu sais, ça a été quand même assez solide. Là.
Alors, le 20e émission.
Hey, vide ta bouche, mon Steph.
Je m'excuse, la gang, hein. C'est pas par connaissance.
Mais là, celle-là, on ne donnera pas le nom de l'émission parce qu'elle est enregistrée et elle va passer beaucoup plus tard. Fait
Moi,
qu'on
je le sais, mais
n'est
je
pas
voulais
dans le
dire.
Vide ta bouche.
à notre, que dans notre section de 20e émission jusqu'à la 29e, avant de rentrer, dans notre section vingtaine,
Dans la vingtaine, oui.
on est déjà rendu là, Pat.
Ouais.
Fait que c'est, tu sais, c'est...
Ouais. Tu sais, quand ils disent, si tu n'essayes rien, tu n'as rien, j'ai essayé,
Oui,
puis j'ai eu une réponse
puis on
positive
a
en
encore
plus.
quelqu'un de cool, encore quelqu'un de ricaneux, encore quelqu'un de généreux de compter ses histoires du début. Hey, c'est pour ça que c'est plaisant de faire ça. Sérieusement, là.
Oui.
Moi,
Oui, franchement, là,
Musique
ça a
Plus me
été
engagé
positif.
dans le temps. Là, probablement que j'aurais pas eu de salaire, j'aurais payé pour travailler là.
Oui. Mais aujourd'hui, s'il m'engage,
Ouais,
je
ouais,
vais
ben,
avoir un salaire.
bien sûr,
Non,
là.
mais faire sa part, tu sais, on rit bien. Le monde va dire, ben, mais tu sais, c'est une légende. C'est vraiment, ça fit carrément le podcast. Tu sais, on y va avec des artistes québécois, on a plein d'invités, c'est le fun, ça marche. Mais l'idée de base du podcast, tu sais, moi, en recevant Paul Sarrazin, que tu sais, l'idée, on a beaucoup fié à ce que Solid Rock, ça l'a fait avec Solid
Exact.
Rock. Mais là, j'avais vraiment l'impression aujourd'hui, OK, comme on avait l'entrevue, oui, je n'étais pas à côté de l'entrevue, hey, Solid Rock, on a fait ce que Solid Rock faisait. OK, on l'a fait une fois à date, mais on le fait, on le fait pareil.
Ben oui. Non, mais c'est ça. Ben, tu sais, là, comme qu'on a dit, là, nous autres, ça l'augmente à 3 fois, pas 3 fois. Fait que là, quand Jocelyn nous a donné la référence de Pierre Paradis, il y en a d'autres bands qui viennent à Montréal, là. Non, mais il n'y a pas rien qui nous empêche, comme tu dis. Si tu ne le demandes pas, tu ne le sauras pas.
Non.
Bon.
Puis on s'entend-tu que la bonne invitée qu'on a eue, Stéphane a fait, puis j'ai comme beaucoup essayé, j'ai essayé aussi beaucoup. On essaie chacun de notre bord, on
Ouais.
le fait beaucoup. Parce qu'on ne commencera pas à dire un c'est moi, un c'est lui.
Mais non, ça n'a pas rapport. Ça n'a pas
On
rapport, là.
on a fait nos
Exact.
affaires, puis on fait nos affaires, puis on les invite, c'est tout, puis c'est correct comme ça, là, tu sais. C'est correct. Mais non, tu sais, je me sens sur un nuage, un high. J'ai hâte de présenter l'émission, que le monde. Parce que là, je suis pas mal sûr que même qu'est-ce qu'on dit là, il y a peut-être des gens qui nous ont déjà
Ah,
fast
c'est
forward.
possible, c'est
OK,
possible, c'est possible.
c'est très possible.
Mais
Mais
c'est
non,
pour une
c'est vrai,
bonne
on essaie
cause. C'est pour une
vraiment de.
bonne cause. Je comprends.
Oui, oui, c'est sûr. Tu sais, puis tu sais, t'arrivais à 20 minutes, fait que tu sais, c'était comme pas possible pour moi de dire, OK, on s'en va au studio, moi, Stéphane, on est dans le même studio, ça s'est pas fait, puis c'est correct. Mais, wow, quelle belle personne.
Ah oui, 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 vraiment, là, sérieusement, là, décontracté, puis moi, quand tu sens pas que quelqu'un n'a pas envie d'être là, là, c'est déjà très merveilleux. De nous répondre, d'avoir une adresse personnelle, euh, de nous reconfirmer 3, 4 fois, tout est correct, tout est beau, tu sais, c'est des personnes advenant aussi, là, tu sais, fait que
Ouais, surtout que moi, je me suis mêlé dans les heures, parce que là, c'est l'heure du Pacifique, puis moi, c'est
ouais,
avec moi,
ouais, c'est
j'ai
ça.
donné un heure,
Ben
il me dit,
oui.
hey, c'était pas telle heure. Oui, c'est vrai, je t'ai donné mon heure à moi, mais
Ça
c'est
aussi, il faut
raison,
le
tu sais,
dire,
ça va.
c'était, tu sais, les gens vont se demander, tu sais, parce qu'on le disait l'autre fois, là, à l'autre épisode, que des fois, on tourne pas la journée qu'on est censé tourner parce que les artistes n'ont pas tout le temps le même horaire, hein, puis ils peuvent pas tout le temps se libérer tout le temps. Fait que, puis là, quand on les pogne, qui sont à Los Angeles, on a aussi un fuseau qui joue avec nous autres, là, tu sais,
On a 3 heures de
fait qu'il faut
décalage avec eux
s'ajuster
autres.
avec eux autres, là, tu sais. Mais, ben, c'est ça. Moi, je conclurai là-dedans, je m'en irai à l'entrevue.
Ah ouais, on va
J'ai-
conclure là, regarde,
on,
ça
on-
donne rien, là. C'était
on
pas
risque
nous
de vous
autres,
faire jouer quelque chose de plus intéressant que nous autres, là, pour l'instant, là. Mais on
Oui.
travaille à ça, d'être de plus en plus, d'avoir du stock plus intéressant que nous autres. Ça
Puis
s'en vient.
promis, bientôt, on va avoir une émission qui va être un peu plus régulière, sans inviter Mané
Ben
d'essayer.
oui, 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 oui.
On va en faire une. On en a une. Je regarde le booking, il y en a une qui va s'en venir à un moment donné, là.
Exactement.
Ben, ou elle va être déjà passée, mais on
On
essaie
va peut-être
aussi.
avoir des futurs invités, ça va être des lives, puis nos émissions pas d'invités, ça va être l'émission régulière. Ça va peut-être devenir ça un moment donné.
Ben, présentement, si je regarde comme fond, on a plus que la moitié d'émissions
Ouais,
avec
non,
des invités.
ouais.
Fait que l'émission régulière est avec
Non,
invité,
ouais.
puis l'émission spéciale, c'est sans
Mais
invité
peut
maintenant.
on sait qu'on risque d'avoir ça, je peux le dire, puis je le propose là, juste avant qu'on close, mais qu'on aille à Toronto, Pat, on pourra faire quelques lives là-bas, là.
Ben, c'est sûr
Hein?
qu'on va
Fait
en
que,
faire. Parce qu'on ne dira pas au monde qui qu'on risque de voir, mais ça
non,
se
non,
peut
non,
qu'on
non,
vous
c'est
invite
ça.
de
Mais qu'on vous invite à regarder nos petits passages à Toronto, je vous le dis, ça se confirme avec le début de ce qui s'est passé aujourd'hui. Ce que vous voyez aujourd'hui, là, checkez bien ça, Toronto, on va être assez. Puis là, quand je suis sur un site, moi, là, anglais, pas anglais, tu vas voir que j'ai quand même le gestuel qui va avec pour me faire comprendre. Puis ça marche plus, moi, avec moi.
OK.
Ouais, c'est ça.
T'as oublié de la coller tantôt.
Ouais, on ne prendra pas la chorégraphie à patte. Alors, sur ça, la gang, on vous laisse sur cette magnifique entrevue que, Colin, qu'on est tellement
Yes.
fiers et contents. Puis,
Oh, ouais.
on le sait là, que vous en avez un petit soupçon parce qu'on s'est jasé une couple de minutes avant qu'on la starte l'entrevue. Puis, tu sais, il aime Montréal, il a aimé Montréal, puis il connaît les artistes de Montréal. Tu sais, c'est
Bon, fait avant que
ouais,
Stéphane en
c'est
dise tout,
ça.
parce que là, il est parti, on va vous laisser là-dessus, parce que là, il veut tout dire l'entrevue. Il s'en vient, là. Fait
OK, moi,
que,
je vais aller narrater l'entrevue. All right, la gang, on vous laisse cette entrevue et puis
c'est bon.
on se voit à la prochaine épisode
À la prochaine
de
émission.
Back on
Back
Track.
on
C'est
track.
bon, ça.
Back on track. Back on track. When I was young, when we were young, I have a poster in my room with when he was with Whitesnake.
Me too.
No, you wasn't, not me. You, me too. Oh, you have,
Yeah.
You have a poster too.
I got posters everywhere.
Okay, well, mais c'est mais I like the. And my mom, the only guy for her was cute is you. I know.
Oh
it's
wow!
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, I
sweet.
want to talk with her this week.
Tell her to say hello.
I said hello to my mom. Thank you. Right?
Yeah.
Ouais, mais c'est always said. I said, yeah, it's nice. Oh God, they're cool, great. T'as dit parce que she never listened that music. It's okay, but she remember your face with the
The
blonde.
guy, she got a crush on him.
Oui, mais de long, parce I had long hair at this time too. And say you at this time always all the guy are blonde, blonde, something like that. It's
Yeah, it happened by accident. I was before I joined Whitesnake in 1987. I was laying by the poolside, and they had this product called Sun In, which is like a spray
Okay.
and I think it's called lemon. Lemon is one of the main ingredients, and what it does is when you lay in the sun, it makes your hair lighter. So I just did it because I'm always coloring my hair. I've been coloring my hair for 40 something years, even going back to the Aussie days. Because one thing I noticed is that it helps with the lighting that we used to have back in the day. You know, the analog parkans that we had. Now because of the gels, it was the light projected through gels, and then the gels would create a penumbra, and it would create this. They used to have like put up like particles into the air, either fog or ice, dry ice, to kind of like to gather the dust in the air to create these cones. You know, we didn't have very lights back in 1981. So I noticed that one of the ways to also have the light reflect from your hair was to color it.
Okay. That's
And it gives you like a halo.
Yeah.
Especially
I
in
remember
photographs.
all the style changed at the DVDs. See, I have the short hair, long hair. After that, all the things that all that changed. Yeah, I don't play. I never play the instrument. I'm not a musician. But I always like the musician. I like to listen to music. I'm a but say for me.
You play the radio. That's an instrument.
I play the radio, but wait, that's it. I play the radio. I'm good on that. Now it's YouTube. Watch the video on YouTube. The things I play on that a lot. I sell the CDs and vinyl at this time. I was a manager. I sell a lot of time. I saw a lot of shows. See, for me, for us today is an honor to talk with you. Say a legend. Say we talk about. Say you're a legend. Say you play with legend, but you are a legend.
Well, to me, a legend is like Peter Pan. It's like,
No, no. Don't compare yourself with Peter Pan.
it's like the I know it's from a book, but it's like, it's a character that doesn't might not have existed or maybe did in some form. And I think we will become legends and as believable as dragons 100 years from now. 100 years from now, there's going to be a generation that's going to say, wait a minute, these guys spent hours, devoted their lifetime to playing an instrument when I can actually just go to an AI, app and punch in like this is what I want and it's created. You can do that today.
Well,
But
we
what I'm
always know
saying
that. Well,
is,
I know that. Well, I mean,
yeah,
it's not
but
the same thing.
yeah,
It's not the
what I'm
same thing.
saying
We
is
don't feel the thing.
100 years from now, that's going to be the norm. That's
Yeah.
going to be how music exists in this planet. If it's still around 100 years ago, I hope so.
Well, man, nobody play like you the bass and lick your finger before it.
No,
I
people
know.
are not going to believe it. I mean, they're going to see it on YouTube. I mean, thank God we have that. But see, Chopin, Mozart, Bach, they didn't have YouTube.
No.
They didn't have any filming. There's no documentation about it. And their music gets bastardized even today, unless you use the exact tuning that they used back when these composers wrote the music. Because even tuning has changed. And once you change the tuning, you change all of the overtones
Why, for sure.
that are part of the composition. Yeah.
No, I know. But say you are the original guy to play. Say Crazy Train. It's a classic.
No. I actually
No.
that I when I joined Ozzy, Tommy Aldrich and I joined basically at the same time. That's how we joined the band. Tommy already had the gig, but I had to audition. I had no track record. And
Okay.
they just gave me an audition based on Randy Rhoads' recommendation. The Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman were already recorded by
Okay.
Bob Daisley and Lee Kerslake before we
Okay.
joined the band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's my
Yeah.
But every time I saw live, it's always you
Mhm.
play the bass. I never saw the guy on that. I always
Well,
the only guys I say I saw. Oh, it's you.
yeah, I've seen photos. I haven't seen videos because we're talking about 1981. Actually, when that version of the band, the Bob Daisley, Lee Kerslake, Randy Rhoads, Ozzy version of the band, when they tour, they did one tour in between the Blizzard of Oz record and the Diary of a Madman record.
Okay.
And I'm aware, as a matter of fact, Budgie was the support band. It was mostly the UK. If there might have, I wasn't there, so I cannot really vouch for it. And I really did not ask Randy too much about the past because we were concentrating on the present. And so what I've seen posted online, tour dates. Basically, I see a lot of UK touring dates. But we're talking about 1980, not even 81, because I joined early March, April 1981. So by 80, they had gone back in the studio to finish and actually record and finish Diary of a Madman. So that must have been in the middle of 1980 that they started touring with Bob Daisley and Lee Kerslake and Randy and Ozzy in England. And what I'm saying, what I'm trying to get at is there was no technology unless somebody brought in a big camera into a hall about recording. Nowadays I can do a show, and by the time I get to my hotel room after the show, there's already photos and videos of what we just did that night on Instagram or whatever.
Okay.
That
Well,
didn't happen 40 something
now,
years ago.
man,
Yeah.
now it's so like now we the old footage like that we can see on YouTube. We can see that now.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
things.
but see, also there's a certain consciousness that is so used to that they cannot believe that, for example, let's say when I was in the band, that there was no footage besides what's already available on YouTube of Randy Rhoads playing, because they're
No.
so used to having a plethora of videos
Okay.
out there, thanks to the current technology today. But we didn't have today's technology 40, well, let's say when Randy passed away, 43 years ago,
Boy,
when he
that
passed
was
away, we
that
didn't
was
have that. But in their mind does not allow them to accept the fact that that's the way it was, because there's they're so accustomed uh, to the way things are today that it's like that cannot be possible,
Mm.
But that's the way it was.
ouais. Mais
That's a thing too that AI cannot do.
You cannot embrace certain
Yes, yes.
facts because it's so different today. Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah.
it's possible. Oh yeah, I mean, when I think about ancient civilizations, some of them show signs of a lot of technological advances, like the Mayans, the Aztecs, the ones that built the pyramids in South America, Central America.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then you have the Egyptians, Mesopotamia, you have Sumerians, incredible technological advances. But at some point, those cultures, those societies cease to exist.
Yeah, it's look like the all the technology crash and come back to zero to go grow again after that. It looked like that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so I wonder will technology be the doom of our civilization? I wonder that, because it has been so far for every other
Ah,
civilization.
but wait, but for sure, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. But another question on come back on the music. How it was to play? How it was great Randy Rhoads on the guitar. Say me when he died, I had 12 years old. I heard things, I heard story, but you play. It was your
Mhm.
friend. See
Mhm.
how big he was at this time on the guitar. The things.
Uh, Actually, I wrote a book about it because it puts it in
Yeah.
sequence. It's called
Okay.
Off the Rails. So if anybody out there is interested in actually getting the full picture of what I'm going to encapsulate during our conversation, because it took me over 300 pages to explain it. And so having a casual conversation is not going to cover everything. So with Randy, when I first started playing with him, I didn't even know that he played classical guitar,
Oh,
because when we started playing in Quiet Riot, we were devoted to focusing at rehearsals on practicing our songs, set list, and then whatever songs that we're working on, original material, to actually go and make a demo, to pursue a record deal, recording contract with a major label, because we were in Los Angeles and all the labels were based out of LA, and they were coming to the venues that we were playing at on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood to see what was new. So when I saw Quiet Riot join the
C'est son micro, je pense.
I think you have a problem with your microphone. We don't hear you.
uh,
Ah, okay.
ri-
It came back.
ri- yeah,
Sorry.
writing music, trying to get a record deal and all of that. So there was no time for Randy to, I mean, he might have played some classical passages during his guitar solo, and we have some songs that had some classical intro and things like that, but not picking up the classical guitar. So a few months after I started playing in the band, he offered me a bass teacher a position in his family's music school, Musonia. And so now I'm teaching at the school, and in between classes, Randy, between lessons, he would pick up the acoustic guitar and start playing. And that's the first time I ever saw him play classical
Classic.
music.
Okay.
And I go, I didn't know you could play like that. And he says, yeah, we don't have, you know,
Ah. C'est plate, ça, hein?
be a regular kid playing in a rock band rather than to be some guy in a room playing classical guitar all for himself, you know.
Wow.
Wow. It's,
Rudy, I'm really not so good in English, so sorry for my bad speaking, okay?
Me too. I'm learning. I'm a work in
Oh,
progress here.
come on, come on.
English is not my native language, it's Spanish.
no, I know. You arrived
No.
in the United States at 10 years old, I think. Around
Yeah.
that. This is,
Yeah.
I'm for
Yeah.
You said you wrote a book?
Yes.
Es-
It's called Off the Rails. Off the Rails. It's available on Amazon.
okay.
For
Are we gonna saw a movie from this book
No.
sometime?
No.
No, because you know the way it goes legally, in order to have a movie based on music or a musician, you need the music,
Wait.
and so that's not going to happen. You know,
Okay.
as of right now, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
It's okay.
yeah.
And that's perfect. I
Yeah.
know that's okay like that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all your career, you played with a lot of big take Quiet Riot, Ozzy, Whitesnake. You made the album or just the show with Whitesnake, or with that big album?
What was the question again about Whitesnake?
When you played with Whitesnake,
Mhm.
you go on tour or you played with on the album too?
Yeah, it was one of those situations that the 87 record was already finished. So, but the musicians outside of David were all gone from the band. They were not in the band anymore. So they had to put a band together. Adrian Vandenberg was the first one. Actually, Adrian played the guitar solo on Here We Go Again. That was his contribution to the 87 record. Vivian Campbell joined the band, and then Tommy Aldridge and I joined the band, and then we made a video, Still of the Night.
Yeah.
Then we made two more videos, Here I Go Again, and
And
Is This Love? And then we went on the road. About a year and a half later, we went in the studio and we recorded Slip of the Tongue. That's us. That's that
Okay.
band.
That's the
But Vivian Campbell was not in the band anymore. And then Steve Vai came in and played the guitar on
I
it.
think Vivian go with Def Leppard. I think he flipped with Def Leppard, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
I remember.
yeah.
Right, cool. And now I will introduce Rick. I will ask Rick come with the conversation with us. I will ask
Hi,
him.
Rick.
He's not there. I just said he can come. No?
Okay.
But all those years, Rudy, you play with all these bands, and in the 80s, it's the video was powerful. But you are a musician before an actor or a comedian. How is it to do some video?
That's really a good question. I am a comedian. I don't know if you realize that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I try to be.
You laugh a
you
bit
know,
finally.
you know, I got to tell you, I have professional comedian friends of mine and it's a whole different breed because these are guys who go on stage with just a microphone, nobody else behind them, no band. So imagine being by yourself with just one mic, you got the whole crowd.
Yeah.
If they don't like your joke, you cannot blame it on the drummer. If the drummer did, yeah,
Non, c'est
or
ça.
or the guitar player played the wrong chord. No, it's you
It's you.
and your
Yeah.
and your consciousness, your jokes.
Yeah.
It's a whole different breed. Everybody on a tour bus when we go on tour, they all want to be funny. They all want to be like the main funny guy because what happens is you spend months on tour and you try to keep it, especially in the tour bus, very light, very as light as possible, no drama, no nothing, everybody getting along because that's when the band starts breaking up, when people do not get along. Starts in the tour bus and then
Oh,
it just carries over that's where the virus gets spread. Yeah, yeah,
parce qu'à ça, you things you play with a lot of them.
yeah.
Play
Yeah. Okay. So your question was about the videos. Oh yeah. And I read about this in the book. I was a mass communication major in college. So we learned radio, um, television, and motion picture producing and directing. So
Okay.
we knew the ins and outs. We knew how to run a camera, how to light a set, and everything. So when I joined Ozzy and we did our pre-production for the first time, it was pretty much set up. The lighting was set up like a studio lighting,
Yeah.
and all the lighting directors, they knew how to light the stage for drama and also for featuring. So, and there were spots where you stood because that's where the hot light was going to hit. So I was already trained in that. So that really helped me immensely. And also, when we started making videos, I already had training in school in front of the camera and behind the camera. So,
Wow.
so that worked out.
Okay.
We're supposed to leave at 11. So,
Okay. So Rick just there.
Rick is here. Great.
Yeah.
I bring it in.
Wait, bring it in.
I'm trying to work my stuff here.
Yes, sir. Rick.
Hey,
Oh,
Rudy.
Rick, how are you? Good to see you. Happy New Year. I haven't seen you since last year.
Happy New Year to you and Rebecca.
We're doing great. Thank you so much. How are
So
you and
good
your
to-
family?
It's so good to see you.
Good to see you too.
All right. So
Yes. Yo,
so I was
quelqu'un-
invited in a conversation, and I'm more than happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here too. Yes.
Yes.
Moi,
Thanks,
je peux pas. Moi, je peux juste regarder. C'est incroyable. On a tout un bel écran présentement, mon gars. Merci, Rick, d'être là comme un cheveu sur la soupe et d'avoir accepté de venir embarquer là-dedans.
You're welcome, Steph. You want me to translate what you just said for Rudy?
Yeah, ouais, il va
Tu connais comment je dis sword, hein? Vas-y, mon chum.
But then again, maybe Rudy speaks French. I don't know.
Not enough.
Yeah, more Spanish, I think. Yeah? Spanish and English, I think.
Yeah. I do have.
Well, let me just start.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
going to say, I did a podcast with these guys a couple of weeks ago, and you came in the subject, and they were asking me. They said, Rick, when you were in presence of Rudy, Tommy, and Brad, were you like, did you have that kind of groupie feeling? And I said to him, no, it's not being a groupie, it's being admirative. It's not the same thing at all. I admire Rudy since the beginning of his career with Quiet Riot and Randy Rhoads, and further on up the road when you played with Ozzy, of course, one of my all-time favorite singer, and Dio, which is probably in my top 3 singer of all time. So I always been admirative of you, and so they asked me the question, how did I prepare, to work with you guys? And I said, I think I was not prepared because I'm a believer, and I believe that if we work together on this project, it's just that it was meant to be, and I'm just thankful to the grace of God, that it happened, and I'm still pinching myself, by the way.
It's that just triggers an interesting subject because just about every musician has a whole different perception of what they actually contribute to an ensemble, not as a soloist, but as an ensemble. If you're in a group, uh, all the components have to be correct, and they have to complement each other. And that's what I was getting at. I've learned very early on that what my place was within any group is to complement the other members. And I'm very, so I play with musicians that if you go to their side of the stage, all you hear is their instrument. In my case, I like to hear everything like a record. I can hear everything clearly, what everybody else is playing. And one of the things that I really, really play off is the dynamics I think dynamics encompasses everything that a vocalist delivers. Dynamics meaning the drama behind their performance and also their certain inflections and style and everything. So I play off that. Uh, so I am so used to that I I become more of a servant. I'm here to serve,
Okay.
serve the music, and
Okay.
serve the components that are part of the music. You know, and so that I don't even think about how other people feel about me being in the midst of everything because I am I am very comfortable with everybody because I am very aware of what I need to be, who I need to be, what I need to be within the ensemble.
Wow.
That's very graceful.
Can
Let
you
me
hold that
tell
a
you this.
second?
Yeah.
Can you hold that? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
No
No,
problem.
no, don't be sorry.
No
Let me
problem. No
tell you
problem.
this.
Okay.
Us, I'm going to speak for myself. As a kid growing up, we were largely influenced by American musicians. That's what I meant. Of course, we had the Rush, we had April Wine. There's too many to name. I'm just going to name the two that are off my head that would influence us too. But we were greatly influenced by American music. Some say, what about the British invasion? The British invasion were, to me, inspired by American music. Let's just talk about Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin 1, they have two songs that they had to credit to Willie Dixon in 1985. I mean, Beatles, same thing. When they started, they would do like music from America. So same applies to us. Of course, we love the Zeppelin and the Stones but man, did we ever got influenced by Quiet Riot, by Alice Cooper, by Bon Jovi, by name it, man. The American music to us, to me, is a quintessential. Every genre that became big in the world came from America.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
Mais tu sais,
Yeah.
pour nous autres, Rick,
Yeah.
là,
Yeah. Can,
go,
can
go,
I
Rudy.
can I
No, go,
contribute
go, go,
something?
Rudy.
Yeah. As far as me growing up, I was born in Cuba, so I wasn't even an American citizen until like 1983, 83. And what that meant to me is that prior to the British invasion, all the music was delivered by solo artists. either, let's say, Elvis, Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Jerry Lee Lewis.
Wow.
You know, the list goes on and on. There were
Yeah.
no bands, really, no
Okay.
rock bands with the power and the magnitude of the Beatles. The Beatles were the actual first band. I mean, there were the Beach Boys, but the Beach Boys, there was something about them that even as a kid listening to them, I could tell that they were studio musicians playing that music because they just sounded as, oh, if you compare like the Beatles and Beach Boys records, there's a
Ah, c'est tout
certain
perfect, là, l'album Tout
th-
Perfect. Là.
there's a certain maturity. There's no teenage angst in those records, you know, especially when they started bringing in the studio musicians. Uh, and that's one thing that really, that teenage angst, that little bit of leaning forward in the playing, little bit of excitement, you know, in those records that sounded live, like these guys are really playing live in the studio, you know, not a bunch of studio musicians just playing tracks and they go home. No, these guys are living it. They're writing it and they're living it day by day. That's what really captured my imagination. A band, a bunch of guys just going out there and having a great time, you know, plus the whole cultural aspect of it, of America, because the Beatles came in February 9th. Prior to that, a few months before, in November of the previous year, 1963, Kennedy got shot. So we
Yeah.
lost our president, and the whole country was in mourning during Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve. Then about 6 weeks later, you get the Beatles. And that was our release for our generation. Finally, we saw the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, we're getting over this doom and gloom of having lost our beloved, you know, president. And so that, you know, there were so many elements that were put together, but it would have been, if, you know, it would have been gone if they were not as talented as they were, that they were able to not only sustain success and quality, but also they led. They were cultural leaders, you know, and each individual, you know, you had Lennon, who was more of the you know, the rebellious character. Then you got McCartney, was more the romantic character. You have George, who was the spiritual character, and you had the everyday man, which was Ringo.
Go.
So there was
Let's not,
something
for,
for everybody. You know.
let's not forget Sir Martin.
Oh, George Martin, you know, of course. I mean, yeah, but then we're getting deeper. You know, I'm just talking about the faces
Mhm.
of
Of
that are
course.
behind the
Yeah.
music. But
Yeah.
yeah, it went way deeper than just the four of them. You know, yeah.
Mais tu sais, ce que je voulais dire, Rick, pour revenir à votre association, c'est que pour nous autres au Québec, For Us in Québec, t'es notre vedette rock internationale. Puis là, avec les vedettes internationales de notre jeunesse, pour nous autres, on a comme l'impression qu'on a droit pour une première fois à un Dream Team là, du rock, tu comprends?
Wow. You know what? Stefan was just saying that for many people here in Quebec, I'm like I'm known internationally because of Sword, my metal band Sword, and after that, I did Saints and Sinners with a bunch of guys, and that was signed in America, in New York, and he said now that I'm playing with you guys that you guys are playing on my record on a song, it's like the dream team that they always wanted. Well, one thing's for sure, Rudy, I'm a believer, and I've been sending that to the universe to have a dream team, you know, just for a song, or just I was dreaming about it, and it happened, man. You bet you're like the response to my prayers.
I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it happened. Yeah. And
I
I'm
remember when I asked
yeah.
my manager, I was talking about you guys, and he
Ouais.
says, "Yeah, it's a long shot. Let's try it." I said, "Man, if we don't try it, we'll never know, you know." And when it
Yeah.
came back that you were accepting to do it, I was so stoked. I was like, thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Yeah, all those guys are all friends. I mean, beyond Ozzy, I played with Tommy and Whitesnake, and then later on we had a band called Manic Eden with Adrian Vandenberg and Ron Young on vocals, and so we've had a long history. And I miss playing with Tommy, so that was great. I miss playing with Brad. Brad's an incredible guitar player. So we've always remained friends, but we never got to collaborate on anything else beyond with me and Brad was the Speak of the Devil record, and with Tommy was the Slip of the actually Manic Eden in '94. Uh, then so I felt there was a great opportunity to reconnect.
Tu reconnais-tu, là, Rick, que tu es en train de créer quelque chose, là?
Yeah.
C'est...
I was mentioning my influence as a singer, and I forgot to mention David Coverdale. Man, that guy.
Yeah,
I
it's
love David
incredible.
Coverdale.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
him. I love everything he's done.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
the
I
song,
think I'm so proud to have played on that Slip of the Tongue record, because I think, as far as what David is known for that bravado and his range and everything, I think Slip of the Tongue is the best example of how talented, he really is.
I agree with you 100%. What a singer.
Mhm,
oh,
mhm.
wait, what is
And what an interesting human being too, because every time he speaks there's something about him that he
Mhm.
stayed humble, and that's what I love about human. When human are able to stay humble, whatever happens to them, that's the recipe to happiness.
Mhm.
Ben, vous autres aussi, Rick, vous êtes vous autres aussi, là. C'est ce
Oh,
qu'on...
so you understand English then?
Oui, oui, ben,
Yeah.
je comprends mieux que je le parle, mais tu sais, c'est toujours, I'm too shy to speak in English because sometimes I reverse the phrase or I'm not on the good time, so...
There you go.
Ah, merci, Rick. Mais,
Bravo,
you- you-
bravo. We
yeah,
want more, Stefan. We want more.
I'm gonna try something. Rick, I'm gonna do a lot of work at your home. So I'm gonna try to speak in English when I'm gonna do the duty at your house.
What
the
what he's
renovation.
mentioning, Rudy, is that he's a carpet. He does carpentry and he renovation. Is he's going to come to Nancy and I and mine house to do some renovation.
Ça fait que tu vas être
Love
mon
that.
prof d'anglais.
Ouais.
I will teach
He's
him.
gonna teach me to speak
Yeah.
better in English.
Yeah. Me, I'm okay. My girlfriend, she's American. Like, I learned a lot of my English with her. Fait
Mais
que,
c'est ouais, puis c'est ça que je disais, Rick, avant que tu arrives, puis on n'a pas eu le temps de le dire à Rudy, mais tu sais, des grands artistes comme vous autres, là, je veux dire, aux États-Unis, il doit en avoir qui tripent sur toi, tout est au Canada, nous autres, on tripe sur eux autres qui sont aux États-Unis. Mais tu sais, de venir à des podcasts comme ça, ça aussi, je trouve ça humble, puis chapeau à des artistes comme vous autres qui faites ça.
Well, I'll speak for myself. I'm there for the public. I'm not there for me. When I was a kid and I picked up a guitar and I saw that when I would play the guitar and sing, it would make people happy. Then it made me happy to make people happy. So it kept on going and going and going, and now it became what it is today, where I'm here for you guys. I'm not here for me. I'm here for you. And the proof is that the record is not even out yet. There's nothing to plug right now. We're just here to talk to you guys and let you know that we did something really, really hot. I can't wait for you guys to find it out.
me, I can say again,
Yeah.
I heard a couple things of that. I know it's hot. I heard things. But I go parce que, say, first when I begin to hear Rick sing, it was an idol for me. Now he's became a friend of mine. But see, like I listened to a couple things of the new album and the song you play with. Like, wow, see, puis même when I heard the part of bass, I say, hey, I remember it's the same sound. The bass sound like I heard on another album, Rudy plays there. Wow, I recognize the sound. It's wow. For me, it's magic. Say, sorry, my English, but I'm a little bit shy because first time I talk with a legend like you, it's more a little bit inside. But I realize it's you're humble. You're very nice to accept to come at our podcast, a new podcast like that. Say, thank you very much, and that's why I asked Rick come with us and come to help us to interview
Ouais,
too.
ouais. Ouais, c'est surtout ce côté-là là, que je prends de Rick, m'a dit. Le monde, ils vont trouver ça drôle. Moi, Rick, je t'ai fait de même pour le traducteur, tu sais. Pas vrai.
No,
Yeah.
okay, but
Yeah.
no, but that's cool.
Well, you
Now
know,
you should
just
while you have Rudy Sarzo with you guys, you should ask him a question right now. Go right ahead.
Yes, just before you just arrived, Rick, on a pas mal posé toutes les questions qu'on voulait.
Okay.
Puis il nous a fait rire en plus. Là, il est solide.
Ouais.
You got a great sense of humor, Rudy, hein? C'est comme ça qu'on dit ça, là?
yeah, I mean, you know, I don't like to take things, everything. Yeah, there's some things that I take very seriously. That's more on the spiritual side. But everything else, you know, I just find some kind of humor in it. Humor and just, you know, just kind of like irony, a lot of irony
Yeah.
in certain things in life. And they just make me funny because at a very early age, I acknowledge that I have no control of anything. So I can control my actions, but I cannot control the reactions
Yeah.
to my actions. So I learned that very, very young. And I find sometimes
That is so true.
Ouais. Pat,
That is so
est-ce qu'on conclut là-dessus, mon Pat?
Ben, Rick peut continuer. Ils peuvent continuer à jaser un peu ensemble. On va les écouter.
Rick, tu continues à jaser?
Okay, so they're about to close off the show, and Rudy, I want to extend my I'm very thankful to you for the opportunity to be playing on my record, and I'm going to keep you posted on everything. We're still working on the red tapes, as you know.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah, the video looked really good too. So, you know, I can't
Oh,
wait
yeah.
for that to be released.
I cannot wait to see that because I know it's with song. We cannot talk about that, but
Yeah. Well,
But-
what we can say about it is that we went to Burbank, California, 2 months to the day before the fires. Everything is okay with you with the fires, Rudy?
Yeah, thank God. Yes.
yes.
I'm sure you got some friends or family that had to struggle to some pain with that, but we thought
Yeah,
about you a lot.
Yeah, fortunately, I can't recall any. Definitely not family, and I cannot recall friends that have lost anything. At least I'm not aware of. You know, they haven't contacted me to tell me. So it's all good. Yeah.
Anyways, 2 months to the day that when it was here on TV and they were talking about the fires like they were raging, I was telling Nancy, I said, Nancy, 2 months to the day we were there. And we were on the beach, and we were, you know, just going around the neighborhoods to check out the scenery because we had some days off, you know, and wow, man, that was weird. So
Yeah.
we went there 2 months just before the fire, and we shot the video, and well, it's gonna come out pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. On en a un petit bout. On peut-tu juste dire à Rudy que s'il vient à Montréal de nous faire signe, qu'on puisse aller le voir?
Well, he just said that when next time you come to Montreal, they're gonna make sure to go and catch you, and that's to see you live.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Looking forward. Yeah, we're gonna be in Toronto in a few weeks playing with Loverboy. And but yeah, I can't wait to play Montreal again. I did a corporate show there a few years ago with the Guess Who.
Oh!
Wow.
but it was corporate, so you know, it was just like a private show
Okay,
for a
okay.
big company.
OK.
And I got to spend time in a hotel room. It was in the middle of winter, so I really did not go walking around, but it was a beautiful hotel, and my view was of the mountain.
OK.
Ah, OK, oui, de Mont-Royal.
Yeah,
Alright,
yeah,
ouais.
that was beautiful. And I
Yeah.
just looked at the window. So, you know, it's I want to go back in the summertime so I can go walking
Ouais.
around, because I used to do that. You know, let's say with Whitesnake, we play Montreal, we play with Ozzy, you know, that tribute record, Tribute with Randy Rhoads live. It's at the Sir Saint
Catherine?
Anne Saint Catherine
C'est
Theater.
Catherine,
Yeah,
ouais.
yeah, yeah. That's where it was recorded, and I got to walk around that area. It's a really nice shopping area. You know, I bought a few things and that I got to wear on stage, and so I have a lot of great memories. That was in 1982.
Tabarouette.
Yeah, and at that time, Night Walker by Gino Vanelli was a very popular
Oui.
record. No,
Hey,
actually, that was 1981 when we recorded the what became the tribute album with Randy. 1981, and Night Walker was a very popular uh, record at the time. So I was constantly listening to Gino Vanelli as I was
Ouais.
walking down the streets of Montreal, because I was aware of his origin. You know,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
exact. Wow,
yeah,
c'est une belle
That's
affaire.
an
yeah.
artist we're very, very proud of, Gino
Oui.
Oh
Vanelli.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's my favorite. You know, uh, more of the jazz fusion type artists. You know, brother to brother, all those records. You know, they were just amazing. Yeah.
He was one of my mom's favorite singer.
Oh
He really was.
yeah, yeah. I've seen him a few times in
Yeah.
different configurations. Yeah, I even saw when he was doing like a jazz with like xylophones, and in a very casual place in Los Angeles. It was not a theater, it was not an arena, it was more like a supper club.
OK.
And it was very interesting to hear his interpretation of those more powerful, you know, heavy songs, you know.
What
Correct.
a voice, huh?
Yeah.
This guy.
Oh, what great records too. You know, amazing records, amazing songs, and it's just really way ahead of its time. Very unique.
Je pense
Yeah,
que
he's one of a
nous autres
kind.
ici, c'est un artiste, je pense qu'on oublie de repenser.
Yeah.
Parce que
Yeah.
hey, c'était solide, là, du Gino Vanelli, là.
Yeah. 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 C'est ça. Rien de Québec. We forget always talk about this Gino
Mm.
Vanelli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
It's time to listen back.